and you're waiting for Picasso.
Right. Do you know him?
I think I've heard of him a bit. Big guy, rodeo rider, trick roper? What's his first name? Oh no, different guy. So how did you meet this Pablo?
It was about 2 weeks ago. I was walking down the street one afternoon when I turned up the stairs to my flat and I looked back and he was there, framed in the door looking up at me. I couldn't see his face because the light came in from behind him. He was in shadow and he said, "I am Picasso." And I said, "Well, so what?" And he said he wasn't sure yet, but he thinks it means something in the future to be Picasso. He said occasionally there is a Picasso and he happens to be him. He said the 20th century had to start somewhere and why not now? And he said, "May I approach you?" And I said, "Okay." Then he walked up the stairs and picked up my wrist and scratched deeply on the back of my hand. In a second, in red, the image of a dove appeared, and I thought to myself, why is it that someone who wants me can hang around for months, and I even like him, but I'm not going to sleep with him. But then someone else says the right thing, and I'm on my back not knowing what hit me.
Yeah. Why is that?
Huh?
Never mind.
See, men are always talking about their things, like it's not them.
What things?
The things between their legs.
Ah, yes. Louis.
See, it's not them, and it's true. It's like some rudderless fireworks snaking across town. But women have things too. They just work differently. They work from up here. So when the guy comes on to me through up here, he's practically there already, done. So the next thing I know, he's inside the apartment, and I said, "What do you want?" And he said he wanted my hair, my neck, my knees, my feet. He wanted his eyes on my eyes, his chest on my chest. He wanted the chairs in the room, the notepaper on the table. He wanted the paint from the walls. He wanted to consume me until there was nothing left. He said he wanted deliverance and that I would be his savior. He was speaking Spanish, which did not hurt us any. Well, at that point, the word no became like a Polish village. Unpronounceable. I held out for seconds. Frankly, I didn't enjoy that much, though. It was kind of quick.
Premature ejaculation?
Is there any other kind?
Huh?
Never mind.
So then, as I was sitting there, half dressed, he picked up a drinking glass, of which I have two, and looked at me with the bottle. He held it in one hand, and turned it, and pointed at the kaleidoscope, and said, "Even though we're refracted, we're still you." I didn't ask. Then he said he had to be somewhere, and I thought, sure, and he left.
You saw him again?
Oh yeah, later that night he comes back with this drawing, and we do it again. This time in French. I enjoyed it this time for keeping score. Then he gets very distracted, and I said, "What's the matter?" And he said, sometimes he starts thinking about something and he can't stop. Oh, wait, he said he doesn't think about it, he sees it. And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he said, "It can't be named." Well, when you're with someone who says they're seeing things that can't be named, you either want to run like hell or go with it. Well, I'm going with it, and that's why I'm here tonight. He told me about this place, and I might see him here one day, and that was 2 weeks ago.
Sex! 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 I'm sorry, I was thinking out loud.
And what?
About 8 months. Interesting, really? I saw a cat on the street and I bent over to pet it, but it moved out of my reach. It seemed friendly but nervous, so I decided to follow it. I followed it for several blocks, always moving out of my reach. Here, kitty, 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 kitty! And I realized that it stopped at the foot of a woman. I looked up. Our eyes met. She was older, my age, but she was dazzling. Let's just say she had a nice mortal coil. We made love in her place within the hour.
Did you ever make love to her again?
No, I didn't!
See, there you are. She was there, you were taking each other. You men, why is once enough? Why didn't you make love to her again?
I would have, but she died an hour later. We both wanted to do it again, and I told her I needed an hour to rejuvenate. So I went outside to sit with the cat, and when I looked up, they were taking her body out on a stretcher.
Oh my God.
I can't help but think that I killed her.
He said it's a place where this
Festos? Manifestos?
Anyone want coffee?
That's what I could go for!
Cream or black?
No, a manifesto! I could go for a nice, juicy manifesto. It would be nice to wake up in the morning and have a nice raison d'être to go with your morning coffee, wouldn't you say? I could be.
Did Picasso say he was working on a manifesto?
Oh, no. He said he doesn't need one, and if he did come up with one, he was exhausted for writing it down. One other thing. Just before he left, he went to the window and reached down the sill and, like lightning, grabbed a pigeon. He held it in one hand and turned it over and talked to it and soothed it. It was like the pigeon fell asleep, like it was hypnotized. And then he held his hand out the window and dropped the pigeon, and it just fell 2 stories down, straight down like a stone. And then just seconds before the pigeon would hit the ground, it turned itself over and started flapping like mad, straight up past us, above the buildings and away into the night. Then Picasso turned to me and said, "That's like me." And he was gone. Hi, refill.
I'll get it. Anyone else want a refill?
Anyone know what 62 francs 33 minus 37 francs 17 is?
Why don't you let me do that, Freddie?
25 francs 16.
You sure?
25, 16.
You're positive.
Positive, absolutely.
It's just you came up with it awful quick.
If you want it to be something different, there is nothing I can do about it.
I'll work it tomorrow.
It'll be the same tomorrow.
I've got my account printing one tomorrow. You can check it. He checks everything anyway.
You can have a matchbox with the Vision Numerical Center for the Intellect and Profound come over, and it's still going to be 25 francs 16.
All right.
Jeez, Freddie, take his word for it.
Are you a professor?
No, I'm not.
What do you do?
By day I work in the patent office.
What do you do there?
By day I register notions. That's what they are, really, notions, shortcuts, how to get something and do something quicker.
And what do you do at night?
Night. At night the stars come out.
The stars in the
The
sky?
stars in my head.
And after the stars in your head come out?
I write it down.
Uh-huh. You've been published?
No, not yet.
Yeah, well, we're all writers, aren't we? He's a writer who hasn't been published, and I'm a writer who hasn't written anything.
And you're welcome here. We get a lot of artist types. Writers, poets, painters. What do you write about?
I can't even begin to explain.
Try. Simplify. Can you say what it's about in one sentence?
It's about everything.
You mean like relationships between men and women?
Bigger.
Like life from birth to death?
Bigger.
Like the warring of nations and the movements of people?
Bigger.
I see. Sort of like the Earth and its place in the solar system.
Keep going.
Okay, you're dealing with the universe and everything contained in it.
Why stop there?
Okay. How big is this book?
It's about 70 pages.
Oh, not too long. That's good. Maybe we can put you in contact with some of our publisher friends. What's the title?
The Special Theory of Relativity.
Catchy.
Judging from the title alone, I think it will sell at least as well as your critique of pure reason.
Is it funny?
Well,
Because if it's funny, you can really sell a lot of books.
it's very funny.
It's very funny.
Well, actually, that depends on what you mean by the word funny.
Well, does it make you laugh?
No.
Chuckle?
No.
Smile?
I wish I could say yes.
So, it's not funny.
Oh, no.
But you just said it was funny.
I was trying to sell more books.
Could it have illustrations?
Impossible.
Why not? They look good. Give it some zip.
Illustrations are two-dimensional.
I know what you mean, but a good draftsman can give very realistic three-dimensional drawings.
I need 4.